Consol Glass commissioned Suntoy to technically design and manufacture a solar lantern, especially for use in the rural areas where electricity may not be freely available. Harold Scholz, MD of Suntoy, feels the worst is behind them in terms of startup trouble, but would like advice on sustainable growth. Let's have a look at this enterprise first.
Suntoy is a unique business that provides innovative solar energy solutions. Their factory is based in Johannesburg, where they produce a variety of solar-powered products, including lanterns, cell phone chargers, and toys. The team's vast experience in engineering and business was a major contributing factor when setting up factory in 2011.
We provide solar energy solutions, specifically on the PV solar, which is the part of the solar energy side that produces electricity. These things inevitably get manufactured in China or overseas and then brought into the country. No, we don't believe that. We believe that we've got the know-how in the country, we've got the people that can produce it in the country, and I don't see a reason why that needs to go abroad. If you're then looking at the rural areas of South Africa or Africa, there are, in South Africa alone, 5 million households that do not have any electricity. And with that come a large amount of children and learners that study by candlelight. So there's where we can make a difference, is on the small scale, with like the solar lantern we do for Consol. You're quite easy and happily able to read a book or study by. There's no running costs involved because it's only a once-off cost at the beginning. There's no danger that comes with candlelight.
Consol Glass is one of their major clients, for which they manufacture solar-powered lanterns, a simple yet innovative concept in a jar.
The manufacturing process starts with the procurement. We've managed to secure very good contracts with local suppliers. So in terms of manufacturing part, I think we are one of the very few that do mass produce solar energy specific products in South Africa. On the procurement side, we import one single product from China. This is the actual solar panel that's on the solar jar. This is the one part we do bring in from China because nobody in South Africa makes them. We've got one side which does the bending of all the wires, mounting of the magnets. And then we've got another side which does the PC board or surface mount technology assembly. Then the two get mounted together in a final assembly stage, and then it gets packaged. And from there on, we deliver to Consol Glass in Woodmead, and they do the distribution.
In fact, they started with the new, they produced about 400 jars to test the market, and it was well received. At the moment, we've sold almost 20,000 of the solar jar.
Up to more or less April last year, we were really a 2 or 3 man business, kind of struggling along, breaking even, making a bit of a loss. That's how we went along. And then we had to set up a factory. And that was basically, instead of buying expensive components, we tried and make the equipment ourselves that we have, which is what we've done, and works very well. We went, interviewed people mainly from Alex. The consideration was you didn't have to be educated, because a lot of people are not educated. Doesn't mean that they can't manufacture.
I enjoy working here, honestly, because I never did science. But now, when I came here, they taught me how to do everything. Now I'm perfect, and I can still teach someone else who's coming after me.
We at the moment turning over between 2 and 3 million rand annually. But that very heavily relies on a single customer, which is Consol Glass. So the business is not at a state of sustainability yet. We now need to go and build on that and get more customers in with a similar model to make it more sustainable into the future. We've got 15 people working here which are relying now on one single product. If we can get ourselves 2, 3, 4, 5 products like this, we can suddenly employ 100, 150 people. I think another problem we have, which I think a lot of companies also suffer from, is something called identity. We're not quite sure in which direction we should be going. Maybe we should have a bigger focus on the educational side because of my background with SESA and Young SESA. Maybe we should have more of a focus on the real industrial side, which is sort of more or less what we've now done with Consol, and you manufacture something for a big corporate. So there's a bit of identity, but there's room for both. But there's also only so much time in the day that you can focus on something.
Suntoy's innovative and unique energy solutions have the potential to alleviate some of the energy-related issues in South Africa. Small-scale projects such as powering tracker devices on rhinos and providing electricity to rural development programs are sure to light up the future.
Whenever there is a power problem, it's very handy. I will recommend that each and everyone in South Africa must at least have two.
The solar jar was nominated as the most beautiful object in South Africa at the Cape Town Design Indaba in 2012. So, this product is really revolutionary in South Africa, or are there competitors?
I think in South Africa, in terms of the manufacturing part, we're the only ones that make a product like that. But there are products that are being imported from abroad, from China, into the country that are similar. And I must admit that when we did the initial concept design, we did look at those products that come in. So we didn't design something from absolute scratch, but we wanted to design something that was made for the South African market, and that was better than the imports and potentially cheaper. There were more facets involved in the product.
How did you get the deal with Consol?
They approached me.
Where did they see you at the show?
No, they didn't see me at the show, but through my connection to the Sustainable Energy Society of South Africa, and my history in dealing and distributing solar-powered toys and doing some educational material, they approached me and they said, can you guys build this? And we said, yes, we can build it, and we did.
So effectively that was through your network?
Yes, that's right.
So now they've got exclusivity on this product, they own the design?
That's correct, yeah.
So could you produce a different type of lantern, or are you excluded contractually from doing that? No,
not at all. Contractually, we are obviously excluded from producing a second one that would be in a glass body, because Consol Glass is the biggest glass company in the sub-Saharan Africa, I believe. So it wouldn't be in our benefit to approach somebody else on the glass product. But if we would change this and we would make it with a plastic product, body for example, we've done some conceptual designs on trying to do this, using injection molding, making a plastic body. That'd be absolutely allowed to do.
Okay. You spoke about your previous history in educational toys. Just talk to me about that market now. Has it gone flat? Are there still opportunities there?
The focus has shifted now obviously towards the manufacturing part now of Consol. But my background when I left the corporate world, and I wanted to get involved in the renewable energy side, I looked around and I sort of decided that toys and education might be a space for me to go into. Although I'm an engineer, I've always enjoyed the educational side of it. So I started off importing toys and then manufacturing some myself on a much smaller scale than what we're doing now.
Yeah.
And that avenue led me to Consol. So when Consol started up, I kind of not ignored, but
your focus shifted.
My focus shifted towards something that now is really beneficial, whereas before that it was a bit of playing with the market.
So are you finding your time basically conflicted between going out to market, being in the production, in the factory, and making sure you're managing that properly, the admin? Of your 15 people, how many of them are actually assisting you in any of the other functions other than the manufacturing?
On the manufacturing side, we have 3 supervisors. Yvonne is one of them. that you saw earlier, and then there's
She's
Maxwell,
perfect.
and she's perfect. Yes, no, that's right. Yeah. So there is 3, but on the office side, I don't really have anybody helping me. I'm sort of the managing director, as you have introduced me, but I'm also the bottle washer and everything else that goes with it. So there's still a lot. What I have done is I've slowly started involving the staff in the factory, like Yvonne, for example, to do her own purchasing. So the computer system is there, but it's a mechanical process of actually entering and seeing what it is. I've also given her chores of the factory, which, for example, which is her immediate stock holding. We work on a just-in-time system, which is nice for the cash flow, but there's always a little bit of stock that she looks after. So for her to manufacture, or them, there's 3 of them, they need to have stock. So they've started now taking care of that part and ordering the stock and making sure it gets here timelessly. So slowly, I'm going to involve more and more of them and grow them in the business. So eventually I can do other things.
So we're looking at new products now, and I see you've brought into studio this solar panel charger.
Yeah.
Just quickly, briefly tell us about this and when you assume it'll be in the market.
Oh, this is called a sun pouch. It's a pet project. I wanted to make this for a long time. It's made from material. It's got a solar panel on the inside. It allows a cell phone to stick on the other side. It's got a bunch of connectors. It's really made to charge all the smartphones, up to sort of the Samsung Galaxies and the iPhones and that sort of stuff in its present form. It's got a triangular shape, which allows it easy to be orientated towards the sun, morning or evening, which is quite nice. There's a lot of products around, but they're only flat. And if you want to use it practically, then you battle to prop it up. So that's got the triangular, and then the triangle can fold up into a pouch. And the pouch itself lends itself to put other things in. So it could be a Explorer pouch, and you add a couple of knives and things to it. And this is what this is our next product, but this is looking for a customer at the moment. So we've done the preliminary design. We want to do the same manufacture here, and then we probably add, don't know if you saw in the video, but we have about 200 square meters spare space at the moment that's waiting for this product to come online. And then we would do a similar model.
Okay, Harold, it's the time for me to start summing up and giving you some input here. So my first observation is really that you're finding yourself in a very classical trap, which is the fact that you are the technician, and you are not allowing yourself to grow because you're not in a position to go and market and manage the business and do the admin and ensure that your customers are happy. You're finding that you have to do all of them, at different times, and there's only so much time in a day. So the first thing that you're going to have to do is take the plunge and employ one person, and that person has got to be the person who will take up your biggest weakness. If it's the admin, then let it be that. Whatever's taking up your biggest weakness and the most time, that's the person that you have to start employing. My feeling, my sense from you is that, just listening to how you got your business, it was from your network. So you're very passionate about these products. So you love the doing of making the stuff and coming up with ideas, and you like to be the engineer. But you also then are not in front of the client. Okay, whilst you're tinkering about and designing this, you're not in front of the client. You said this product is waiting for a client. The only person, in my opinion, at this stage in the business that's going to get that client is you. And you're going to have to make the time to be in front of the client. I think your focus is in the wrong place right now. And I get your predicament. So it's not that I'm not understanding your predicament. But for you to really jump across this chasm right now, you have to take the risk of getting in front of the client at the sacrifice of time engineering and time in the factory. That means you have to put the right people there and trust them, train them and trust them to be in that position. Otherwise, you're going to remain a small business. So I think your strength is networking. Yeah, we've picked that up. You certainly know how to PR. You've got yourself here on this show. You've got yourself at the Indaba, the Design Indaba. So that's one of your strengths. So use that strength even more. And I think there's major opportunity within PR for people to know about you and then make contact with you. I'm afraid you're still not out of the woods when it comes to the need for cold calling. You've got to pick up that phone, you know, and call people and say, can I come see you? I want to show you this brand new product. You know, the way that you speak, you're enthusiastic, you're passionate, you can feel that. Use that in the cold call. Get in front of the right people. One of the dangers, of course, is the fact that within the Consol contract is that you're restricted. But I think in all small businesses, it's a wonderful opportunity. They've given you a massive opportunity.
Absolutely.
You need to be grateful for that, and then use that opportunity to step to the next level. Too many businesses don't use this opportunity and then fail afterwards. So you might land up just as a contract manufacturer for Consol, you know, ad infinitum, or you can use that as an opportunity to step up to the next level. And you alluded to educational toys, but there's an opportunity amongst the educational fraternity. You spoke about the fact that the lantern can be used for reading. You come from an educational background, you must have a network there. There's a massive opportunity. I know there are big NGOs in Africa looking at this, you know, that this is an enabler of education. And I don't think you're using the cause-based opportunity as well as you could. Then looking just finally at your channels to market. You can either go direct, you know, how are you selling your products, either directly, you know, online, are you using that opportunity? I don't know. Wholesale, are you using wholesalers? Are you definitely using the resale market now through Consol is reselling your product? And then retailers as well, designing product for retail. So you've got so much, in my opinion, so much opportunity to get different products out there. So that's my input to you. And I think this is a wonderful product. I think it has huge scope.
It does.
In the rural areas here.
Yes, I travel a lot to the rural areas. I would definitely use such a product. So can't wait to see it on the market.
Sorry, this one's not for sale, but I'll give you number one.
Thank you for joining us, Harold.
Thank you very much.
To ensure you have the right person for the job, you may have to go the headhunting route. Or if you can't afford this, you need to explore other avenues of finding the right person for the job. Stay with us as we explore the world of Jack Hammer Executive Headhunters, where dedication and excellence is rewarded.